Welcome back to Let's Play Spyro 2. You know what, I was just like playing the video back there briefly as Audacity saved my commentary. And it reminded me, this soundtrack was composed by Stuart Copeland of The Police. Which I find kind of surreal, but apparently he did a lot of soundtracks. Like, I remember mentioning it to my guitar teacher and he says, like, Copeland's done a lot of kind of TV series and movie scores and stuff like that occasionally. So it's not really that surprising, but he has a particular style when it comes to the Spyro series. And every track that I've heard, like when I can actually hear it clearly, has a really catchy bass lines.
Spyro, this is the homeworld called Summer Forest. There are portals to many of the Avalar worlds around here. Unfortunately, Ripto has taken over the castle, and we need your help. Start by retrieving the talismans from each of the worlds you go to.
What does that even mean, Elora? He's taken over the castle. How? The castle looks pretty abandoned, really. I mean, aside from Elora, Hunter, Moneybags, and I'm not even sure if the professor is even in this hub world. There's really not really many inhabitants. You just got sheep and frogs scattered around, and that's it. Who runs the place usually, anyway? It's like, what's he done? He's taken over, like, one room, and that's it. It's like, oh, we've got to stop him from doing nothing. I mean, what's he even doing, really, Elora? Also, when I just had, like, I had my headphones not muted so I could hear the lovely music more clearly. But as soon as she started speaking, it had that echo feel to it because I've got it on my TV as well. So yeah. Got anything else to say?
Check your guidebook by pressing the start button and choosing the guidebook option to see which talismans you have collected.
Well, let's have a look at our guidebook. Only 2%. So yeah, you got orbs, you got gems, and talismans. You don't get... There's no talisman in the hub worlds. And, a bit of a spoiler, but the final hub world doesn't even have any talismans. And by that I mean the levels within the hub worlds. It's like, why? It gave like a kind of little extra thing to it, you know? So yeah, we're missing an orb there and a couple of gems. Wait. Go back. As you can see here, there's like 1, 2, 3... There's at least 5 more levels within this world. So you get a variety of levels, and they're all unique in their own ways, which is nice. Whee! Actually, will he appear there? Apparently, he only appears if you fall down there. And I didn't because I'm pro. I know what I'm doing. But, you gotta go down there anyway for some gems, probably. Yep. The frogs are also, you know, get the health from them as well. Gems. That would have been a shortcut up, but we didn't really need it. Hey, he hasn't even spawned. Do I have to fall down there this way? Do I have to take this up for him to appear? To be a condescending asshole? No, he's not appearing. He's like, no, I can see what you know what you're doing. I'm not going to taunt you. Do we have to do it in a specific way where it's like, oh, I've fallen and I can't get up? Oh, tragedy. No, he isn't spawning. Essentially, a hunter would spawn and tell you some basic shit. Like, oh, use this to glide. And I didn't even glide to get across. I just charged. But yeah, he's always does tutorial stuff. But he does in a condescending way. His tone of voice is all like, oh, wow, Spyro. Good job. Hunter is an asshole. And you know the orbs, it's like they're not important now. There he is over there. but he like has challenges he gives you, and you get an orb as a result of clearing them. It's just like, we need these orbs, Hunter. Why are you freaking hoarding them? He's an asshole, I tell you. He also appears in Spyro 3, which has a different collectible kind of thing. And he also hoards those as well, which is even worse because those seem more important than orbs. Also see these? Can't burn them, only charging. Pretty straightforward. Just like I was watching a Let's Play of Spyro Enter the Dragonfly, and my god, I played that game years ago.
Spark, the dragonfly following you around is your health indicator, Spyro. The brighter he is, the more hit points you have.
Yes, I've already established that, so eh. It's like, I played Spyro Enter the Dragonfly back in the day as well. I still own the game. Don't know if it'll work, though. Don't know if it works, just like that game's already broken without being broken. I don't remember much from it back when I played it all those years ago. I remember being annoyed at the game, but I can't remember all the glitches I've seen from it. What the hell are those sheep doing over there? Sniffing each other's asses. And, like, in that game, they do tutorial overload at the start of the game, right? Much worse than it is in this game. They just stop you and spark you, be like, oh, this is how you do this and that. Here's me helping, and I'm just explaining shit as we go about it. Don't need any explanations, it's pretty easy. Now we're gonna learn how to do something we already know what to do.
Hi, Spyro. You look like you're pretty agile. Let's try putting it to a test. See if you can get up this first step. Press X and hold it down to get more hang time.
See what I mean about his tone of voice, though? He's just like, dude, but at the same time, like, you're not as cool as me, bruh.
Okay,
see?
Not bad. Now, to make this next jump, you'll have to glide. Press X
Glide.
to jump, then press X again at the top of your jump to get the maximum glide distance.
The way he jumps in Enter the Dragonfly, because he has the same tutorial in that, it just looks so ridiculous. It looks kind of normal in this one. I think he does the same shit in Spyro 3 as well, only not as condescending, you know.
Nice job!
Nice job,
Now try to do a hover. Press X to jump, then press X again to glide. Then when you reach the end of your glide, press triangle to hover. Hovering will give you extra height and distance.
It's like, whoa! Look how easy that was.
Very good. Now for the hardest leap of all. You'll have to give this one everything you've got. Get a walking start, jump, glide, and hover just before you get to the edge of the platform. Don't forget to press forward on the D-pad or analog stick when you hover.
Don't forget we must break the fourth wall to tell you this information, I mean. Fail number 2. I'm not gonna keep track of a fail counter, but that's the second official fail, I think. Maybe I failed a bit more than that so far. I haven't been paying attention. But so far, I've been doing pretty decent. Up until now. Is gonna repeat the same thing, or has he got different dialogue?
This one's tricky. Walk to the edge, press X to jump, press X again at the top of your jump, then press triangle when you get almost to the edge of the platform. Don't forget to press forward on the D-pad or analog stick when you hover.
Jesus Christ, moon physics.
Wow, you're a pretty good athlete. If I
Athlete?
hadn't lost my running shoes, I'd take you on for real. For now, here's an orb for your collection.
This is pretty much a common occurrence with Hunter. He has a lot of challenges for us, and he will always reward us with an orb, but some of those challenges are a pain in the ass. Give me my orb.
I'm just taking a break right now. I've got to rest for the next big race in Ocean Speedway.
Oh, the speedways. He's always at the speedways. I have trouble just getting to the actual challenge of the speedways sometimes. That's one thing I hated in my childhood as well. Speedways. I find the speedway in this hub world is worse than... You see another one there. It is possible to get it without learning how to swim, but I've never done it. We got a world here. Got Moneybags over there. Will teach us how to swim, but I don't think we've got enough of rubies. No, not enough rubies.
Sorry, Spyro. I'd love to teach you how to swim underwater, but not as much as I'd love to take your treasure.
We need, 96 gems. It's like if you were... Man, look at that. That was a nice gem, that one was. It's like if you were able to skip the bridge and not pay him in Glimmer, you could just get that skill immediately, but I didn't do that because it requires a bit of using the double jump, which is, as I've established, I still don't know how it works. It's like... Actually, let me see here. Maybe I am doing the double jump and just not realizing it. I've heard that you gotta jump and not press any directional buttons and then square. But I'm probably not doing it right. I don't have to do one of the underwater glitches though. Well, the swimming in the air glitch, I suppose. But that's not in this area. Well, there is one in the area, but I think we need to know how to swim first.
Spyro, the idols we were carving have come to life. They've locked us out of our temples and stolen our food.
Not the food! I suppose you live on marshmallows then.
The workers can break the locks if they can get to the doors.
So this is yet another level where we can't actually 100% it the first time around without utilizing glitches, which, as I've established, I'm not very good at. As you can see, there's areas you can't get unless you know how to swim, which we currently don't. Like, after this, we'll be able to swim because, you know, we'll have enough gems to pay money bags. Trying to come up with a more insulting name, but I couldn't think. Also, you see those things that come up? That's powering up the power-up that's in the level. I think each level has a power-up because enemies drop their souls and they get transported to power it up or some shit. See these guys? Got the shield. Can't fit. You have to charge it. So sometimes you encounter ones you can only charge. I'm not sure. I think this one can only be burnt as well. Like, for example, you can't charge him, you gotta burn him. I think that's the first hit I've taken of the game, so you can see Sparks goes blue. Here's the fodder of the area, so you can collect the butterflies to get your health back. Just kind of demonstrating a few things here and there. Look at that. Ooh, look at that. It's all freaking out. Sorry, sir, but you have to die. You know, I just realized this is another area where we can get everything but one gem and a couple. Wait, no, one of the what was it?
Those metal shields
Orbs.
are making enemies invulnerable to your flame attack. If you press and hold the square button, you can defeat them with your charge attack.
Yeah, I've already done that. Bit late for that. Oh, you hear that? That bugs the shit out of me. This, like, when I went for this area recently, it was like, when I played for the game again after many years since I played it back in my childhood, it's like, where the hell's that coming from? It's just ambience in some areas, and it just makes you think there's something there, but there isn't. Weird. No, I also find myself using the analog stick to move around as well. I think I'd probably use the D-pad back in the day, but I feel more comfortable with the analog stick nowadays. You get another life. Get another gem. Again, the NPCs are slow. Anything else in here? So yeah, these levels aren't actually hard to get through. It's just some of the challenges are difficult. In fact, a challenge at the end of this level is one of those challenges.
To aim the camera left or right, press the L2 or R2 button.
Yeah, it's just like, in case you haven't been using the camera at all this entire time. You know, when I came to this area again, having not played the game for years, I thought you needed an ability to hit these, but no, it's actually just to do a challenge that you need to know how to swim in order to initiate the quest challenge thing. Which isn't exactly hard, but it can be a little bit of a pain in the ass. But it's not hard. How do we get over there? Probably from another area. See, we're already at the end of the level. Of course, I'm not going to talk to that guy. Come out here and collect all my stuff. Wait, no. Go up the stairs. More gems. I forget the layout of this level. It's been a while. Pretty sure this leads out back to the start of the level. Let's see, there are some areas branched out here. I forget how we get around. There's a secret hidden area that can only be accessed at the end of the level. I haven't played through this level in a while, so bear with me. There's some way of getting somewhere. I imagine my nephew and his friends can be heard in the background outside in the pool. Probably. I don't know. I'm trying to think here. Shit. Shit. Okay, forget everything I've established in the first part. The fail has already begun. How did I get access to it? I forget. Oh. Maybe it was through the other doorway. I don't know. It's like you can get up to higher parts of the level, but I can't remember how. Oh wait, it's over there, actually, that's why. How many idiots? See, there's a secret area down there. And it has the first challenge that is of any considerable difficulty. First, some gems. So you may have noticed that Sparks just picks up the gems sometimes without you even making physical contact with them. That's something that Sparks can do, so that's nice. Saves you the hassle of having to constantly go up to them. Where is it? Oh wait, there's more. There he is over there. Sometimes you get these, you light them, and they will. I can't see it, it's behind that thing. Didn't even hear the explosion, I don't think. But I just blew up that thing at the start of the level. I'm not going over there yet until I clear the challenge. No! I knew that would happen. Out of the way, sir. Ow. Out of the way, tree growing underground or wherever the hell. The one thing I don't like about the game is how Spyro will slide off certain objects, you know? Like, there's be things where you think, oh, I can jump on that, and he just slides. You're just like, no, that's not something that was programmed to be stood on. So, it's just like, what's going on over here? Someone's been tied up.
It's fabulous to see you, Spyro. Now that the supercharged power-up is active, you can charge through the pedestals and send the dancing hula girls over here to help me.
You know, they say something different if the power-up in the level hasn't been powered up yet, but by the time you get to this point, you've defeated all the enemies, so it's probably powered up by then. But, you know, another thing that bugs me is, how do they know Spyro's name? He only just arrived in the worlds. Unless these worlds are kind of separated. I don't know, it's just a little nitpick there. So we gotta free all of our friends with a suit charge. This guy isn't even harmful, he's just got a letterbox for a mouth, and he's got like an umbrella, and he's like ooga booga booga blah blah blah. And this one's gonna suck. This is one of the this is probably the first real pain in the ass one. I'm not very good at the super charge. You wanna know why? Well, you'll see why soon enough. Just like, I have no control! And you gotta do it fast! I hate that, it's like Sonic up in here. Oh shit. I was like, oh, maybe the D-pad will help. Nope, the D-pad did not help. I'm just like, oh, but you saw those numbers decrease. It's because that asshole sends them back. So you gotta, like, either get it all done in one go, or you gotta get lucky. One mistake I always seem to make here is that I keep charging, you know. Ah, shit, I forgot you can't pause. If you stop, the charge stops. One mistake I keep making is trying to move forward. But he's moving forward by default when you hit this thing, so why do that? Just turn. It's not that hard, but it can be a pain in the ass, as we saw, you know. Takes a bit of getting used to. And he was murdered.
Look at that. The hula girl's rain dance blew up that idol like a Roman candle. Now I can pursue that dancing career I've dreamed of. Take this orb. It could help you go places.
Yeah, that's kind of feels like foreshadowing there. It'll help you go places, because there are some things that, like areas you can't access without a certain amount of orbs. Not supposed to tell me that though, which he didn't actually. Oh! These are one of the characters. Like, this is common in Spyro 3 where you can flame NPCs and they'll do something like that. It's not as common in this game, even though you can do that. You may be safe now, but you are not safe from the flames. You know, it makes you think, in the first part where Hunter was like rambling on about dragons, just like, they got big teeth like this, and they spit fire like this, and literally spat in Alora's face. Just like, the first time you see him, and he's just like, man, Hunter seems like kind of a dick. So that's, I think, all we can do currently in this level, so we might as well exit.
Spyro, you're pretty tough. If you ever want a permanent job, we've got a place for you here. For the moment, I want you to have this talisman.
You know, in Spyro 3, like, you don't get talismans or anything like that, but at the end, like, someone will greet you and say, oh, this and that, and blah blah blah, and they'll give you something, and then they'll go through the portal as well. This guy's like, what reason do I have to do that? There's actually a reason for it in Spyro 3, actually, but... You know, another thing about Spyro 3 is it doesn't have the little movies at the start and end of a level, which is disappointing. Which, you know, the ending movie for this area, we will see in a few seconds. I like the little twist there. It's like, oh, he's friendly, this one is. He just wanted to join in on the barbecue. We got plenty enough gems now. I like how it auto-saves, and look how smooth those save and load times are, you know? It's nice, I like that. Just going back to Spyro Enter the Dragonfly, load times are nice. Oh, and again, he's getting stuck with the camera. There's nothing to get stuck on here, man. He's stuck in the ground. Yeah, Spyro Enter the Dragonfly had some atrocious load times, but I can't remember much from the game. I just remember being bad at it. I can't remember if it was... I can't really remember all the glitches that are in that game. Let's go pay this idiot to learn how to swim.
Hello there, Spyro. Would you like to learn to swim underwater? I suppose I could teach you for a small fee?
No thanks.
Okay, you don't have to learn to swim yet, but you won't get far in Avalar until you do.
You know, you might be wondering, it's like, you see that right there? There's actually, this hub world is much bigger than what we've seen. But we need to learn how to swim to get there, so we're gonna have to pay this idiot to learn how to swim.
Hello there, Spyro. Great. Okay, when you jump in the water, you can use the D-pad to move around the surface. Use square to dive underwater. When you are underwater, use X to paddle and square to charge.
Doesn't really sound logical, but it's a video game, you know? It's like, oh, to swim, you just press this button. I mean, imagine being taught how to swim that way. Or even without the button inputs, it's just like, okay, here's how you swim. You get in the water, you dive down, and you charge around. That's how you swim.
Remember to dive underwater.
Don't need that information anymore because I can swim. to break those underwater. Charging, essentially, there are enemies that you will encounter underwater, and charging is the only way to go. Except when you get a specific power-up where you can actually fire underwater. There's actually a level at the end of this world that has you use it, but we aren't going to go to that one for a while. Mist. Mist. Any more? So over here we see that this place has much more to it than meets the eye originally. So it seemed like a small hub world, but it's not. It's actually bigger.
You're well on your way, Spyro. Keep collecting talismans to help us defeat Ripto before he can take over Avalar.
You know, I just realized how weird that name is, you know, Zoe. Just, it's Zo and E. But it feels like the kind of name, like, if it's pronounced like Zoe, you expect maybe another letter on it. But, because, like, sometimes E isn't pronounced, you know, like E. It's like, I don't know, I just thought that.
Oh, and keep collecting those orbs, too. The professor thinks they will help you get back to the Dragon World.
Yeah, that's kind of the main thing. Well, there's another reason for it as well.
I saw something shiny at the top of this wall. You could probably get it, but you'll have to learn how to climb first.
Which we might be able to do to the next level. Here it goes. This is one I distinctly remember from my childhood. I remember when I came back here after all those years, I was like, oh, the memories. And then I saw this one challenge and I was like, ah, fuck. The unpleasant memories of that horrible challenge. Ah! Yet stupidly enough, once I, you know, figured out you could, like, well, we'll get to it when we get to it, but it's not actually that hard. It's just, you gotta really just, like, it's brain fart moment it was for me.
Your game camera is currently in passive mode. This mode requires you to control the camera yourself and moves more slowly. If you like, I can change the game camera to use active mode. In active mode, the camera moves much faster.
Sure.
Okay, all done. The camera will move faster now. If you don't like it this way, come back and see me. Or change it yourself by using the options menu.
So you don't have to talk to me all the time. You know, one thing I've noticed is when you've beat the final boss and all that, everyone disappears from the land. It becomes pretty barren in the hub worlds as a result. I think Zoe stays around, but you don't see Elora, you don't see Moneybags, you don't see the Professor. But Hunter, in this one spot, will always be there to tell you about the camera. I don't know why. So you got more area out here. This is the boss area. In case, probably could already get that impression just from the door.
Hi, Spyro! This talisman door will only open if you have all 6 Summer Forest talismans. Once the door is open, Ripto and Crush will be waiting in the dungeon.
How do you know it's specifically Ripto and Crush? What about Gulp, the yellow one? Just like, no, he's on vacation. He's gone to Dragon Shores like you intended to, Spyro. And how did they get it if it requires all the talismans? Did they just, like, give us the talismans? And when we get the talismans, are they just spares? Do they just have them lying around? Probably.
Well, well, good to see you, Spyro. I used to remember how to lower this wall behind me, but I seem to have temporarily forgotten. If you had more money, it might jog my memory.
400 gems just to frickin' lower a wall. What a cheap-ass piece of bear. You can actually get over there, but if you do, you're kind of screwed because you can't get back out unless it's the last level of the world you're going for. Because after you collect all the talismans, you automatically get teleported to the entrance to the dungeon. So, yeah. Which is over there, not over there. I want to pick up a gem. Not a gem. Orb. I've kind of forgotten the layout of this place. Oh wait, it's over here.
Nice work, Spyro. The orbs you're carrying have activated this special portal. You won't find a talisman in the Ocean Speedway, but if you're fast, you'll get lots of treasure. Have fun.
This is like, she just like acknowledged, you'd have to have a certain amount of orbs to unlock certain portals and stuff. Even a door at one point requires orbs. It's just a video game kind of way of being like, oh, you gotta collect stuff, so we gotta have an excuse for it. It's the first speedway in the game and I hate it. I'm not going for it until later on, but I hate it. It's a lot more challenging to me than some of the other ones, which makes no sense.
This is one of Hunter's favorite speedways.
Yeah, he loves his speedways. He's on speed as well, probably. Also, these doors open and close like this, right? So, it's like, how are you gonna get through there? Well... actually, yeah, that is the way how you do it. You gotta have this door closed. This is an easy one. May have a brain fart moment, but it's pretty easy once you kind of look at it. It's like, just glide and hover. And what do you know? A gem. I mean, an orb. I'm getting them mixed up. I think from here you could probably double jump, but which I can't seem to do, and get up there, but again, you'd be screwed if you did. So yeah. Don't do that unless you're going for it as the last level. Anyways, the camera's still getting stuck on the walls. I will go back to the start of the area in the next part so we can go through Colossus. That one's also got a pain in the ass challenge. The challenges get more pain in the ass later into the game. Anyways, see you next time, viewers. See you next time.